The longest traffic jam in human history to 8 years stuck in the Suez Canal in 2015. A traffic jam in Beijing brought a 50-lane highway to a standstill. In 1980, a severe traffic jam on a French autoroute stretched 175 kilometers from Paris to Lyon and took days to clear. Around the world, from Brazil to Germany and the USA, we've seen cars stuck for days, even 12 days at a time. But what if I told you there was a traffic jam that didn't last for days, weeks, or months, but for a staggering 8 years? Welcome back to it at TV. Today, we re-diving into the story of the world's longest and most unbelievable traffic jam, not on roads, but at sea in Egypt's Suez Canal. A traffic jam so massive it left ships and their crews stranded for nearly a decade. The lifeline of global trade, the Suez Canal is the crown jewel of the shipping and trading world. Before it opened, ships had to sail all the way around Africa to reach Europe, a journey that took months. The canal cut that route dramatically, turning months into days, saving around 10,000 kilometers of travel for every ship. It also helped ships avoid dangerous waters infested with pirates, especially off the African coast. With the Suez Canal, global trade became faster, safer, and cheaper. June 5th, 1967, the day everything changed. On the morning of June 5th, 1967, 15 cargo ships were peacefully entering the Suez Canal from the Mediterranean side. Usually, it takes about 12 hours to cross the canal. But for these ships, that 12-hour journey turned into 8 years, and they had no idea what was about to unfold. That same day, tensions between Israel and Egypt exploded into war. In a surprise move, Israel launched an attack on Egypt. Missiles, rockets, and warplanes rained down near the canal. In response, Egyptian forces immediately shut down the canal, sealing it from both ends. Within hours, those 15 ships found themselves trapped in the middle of the Suez Canal, specifically in an area known as the Great Bitter Lake. To the west, Egyptian military forces. To the east, Israeli troops. With no way forward and no way back, the ships were stranded in the middle of a war zone. A global crisis unfolds. This wasn't just a local issue. The Suez Canal was, and still is, a crucial artery for global shipping. The war caused a global trade crisis. Ships had to go the long way around Africa, increasing travel time, costs, and freight charges. As the war dragged on, it became clear that the canal would not reopen anytime soon. The 15 ships hailing from Britain, Germany, Sweden, Poland, France, Bulgaria, Czechoslovakia, and the US were stuck in limbo. Shipping companies pulled out most of their crew, leaving behind only small maintenance teams, about 10 men per ship. Every few months, these crew members were rotated in and out. But even in isolation, life found a way. A floating community is born. Over time, the stranded crew members built friendships across national lines. They organized events to stay sane and keep morale high. A small church was set up on the German ship for Sunday services. The Bulgarian ship hosted movie nights. The Swedish crew threw pool parties. The British ship had football matches. And in 1968, they even held the Bitter Lake Olympics. Despite the uncertainty and the political chaos around them, these crews made the best of their bizarre situation. The war ended, but the ships remained stuck by 1973. 6 years had passed. That year, war broke out again, this time with Egypt launching a surprise attack. Heavy fighting returned to the region. During the conflict, an Israeli rocket accidentally struck an American ship, sinking it. This renewed violence finally led to international pressure, and on October 24th, 1973, Egypt and Israel agreed to a ceasefire. But even with the fighting over, the canal was still blocked. Wrecked ships, boats, planes, and landmines littered the Suez Canal. Clearing the entire area would take Egypt another 2 years. Freedom after 8 long years. Finally, on June 5th, 1975, exactly 8 years to the day after the ships entered, the Suez Canal officially reopened. 14 of the original 15 ships were finally able to leave. They returned to their home countries as heroes. Ceremonies were held, newspapers celebrated their journey, and their story became legend. Aftermath and legacy. This 8-year maritime traffic jam was, and remains, the longest in human history. It wasn't caused by bad weather or poor planning, but by the unexpected consequences of war. Interestingly, the war also led to improved relations between Egypt and Israel. Eventually, Israel returned the Sinai Peninsula to Egypt, and Egypt became the first Arab nation to recognize Israel. Voiceover closing. History is full of strange and forgotten tales, but few are as incredible as the 15 ships that became neighbors, friends, and survivors on the Great Bitter Lake, proof that even in war, humanity can float above conflict.